Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and review Dave Ramsey's new tool called EveryDollar. This is just going to be a quick review showing the things I like about it as opposed to doing the traditional spreadsheet approach on your computer. So I'm actually going to show you how easily you can create an account. You just go to everydollar.com and from there you can sign up with only a few questions and it doesn't cost anything. So that's very nice. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Do. All right, let's create that account. So now we're going to have to verify the email to make sure I'm not a robot. All right, here we go. Let's verify. And there we are. We're at the intro. So since we created a new account, it's going to give us the baby steps. If you're familiar with Dave Ramsey, you're undoubtedly familiar with the 7 baby steps to a happy budget. And it's just kind of an intro showing, okay, but we're going to talk about that, so I'm going to largely skip this right now. There is an upgrade option where you can connect your bank and credit cards to this, and we'll talk about what that will do. So let's start the budget. I'm just going to plug in some numbers, and these aren't necessarily my numbers because obviously that could be an issue, but all right, so we're going to start with I'm just going to plug some numbers in to give us an idea. See, so it's already figured out that I have no income, but I'm spending stuff, so it's smart enough to tell me, hey, I'm over budget. So let's add an income. Let's say that I bring home, let's say, and this is per month. So that's my take home. So what my actual paycheck looks like. Oop, I should actually put a name and then put the dollar amount. I think that'll work out a little better. Okay, there we go. So now it's figured out, okay, you have 150 minus 4,000. That's not what I make, but I'm just putting in an example. So let's say that I spend that much. I don't believe in HOA, so I don't spend anything there. And you'll notice as I'm putting this in, it updates in real time. No cable television. Let's say that. All right. Okay, so I can actually clear these things out. So like I don't have a pet, so I could clear out pet care, and that's fine. And so with my budget, that's what I did, is I just cleared out anything I didn't have a use for. All right, and let's go ahead and add a debt. So let's say I have a Visa card and I'm planning on paying off 75. But that's just how much I'm paying in the month. That's actually not the amount on the card. So let's go ahead and put an amount on the card. So let's say my minimum payment is $50 and my current balance is $1,500. Okay, so now you can see that you can see my current balance right there, and that's how much I have to pay at a minimum. This is useful for determining your snowball, which is a part of, in baby steps, you have step 2 is pay off all debt using debt snowball. For those of you not familiar, debt snowball is where you pay off the smallest amount of debt, not to be confused with the interest rate, but the smallest amount of debt first, and then you contribute the amount you would normally pay to that smallest amount of debt to the next smaller amount of debt. So let's go ahead and say that I have multiple debts for fun, which I do, but they don't look like this. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish off the amount in the budget. So now it tells me it's an every dollar budget because I have nothing left. So let's go ahead and say that I owe 500 on that one, and minimum is, and I've been very bad with student loans. Well, very bad. So let's just say I owe 50 grand on student loans. That's not going to be a good day, but let's just say that's what I owe. So according to Debt Snowball, I would say, okay, which is the lowest current balance, which is MasterCard, and then I would put any extra cash, which right now I don't have any, but I would budget anything extra I can squeeze out of myself to get that paid off. And then once that's paid off, I go to Visa, which is the next lowest balance, and then to student loans, which is obviously the highest balance. So, so that covers the debt portion, and let's see. So I also have the option of favoriting things. Now, I did this earlier because I still had some lingering payments going to credit cards for various things like mobile phones. So if I want to do the same thing here, or for any reason, I could just favorite it, and a new section appears under favorites for any purpose I feel like. So that's pretty cool. The real beauty of this, though, the reason I prefer this over a spreadsheet is because I have the option of adding transactions. So this is where the upgrade comes in. If you have a bank account you'd like to hook up, it costs about $100, but you can, the transactions will appear here as you spend on your debit card. So let's go ahead and add, we'll call this the Visa payment. And I'm just going to add it. I'm not actually going to assign it. So this is showing what I'm talking about, where right here is all of the debit items appearing, and you just drag and drop to what category they go to. So they give you a free trial for about 2 weeks, and I haven't tried it yet, but it seems pretty cool. So here I have that payment I just created, the transactions. So what I can do with it is, there's my Visa. Now, it appears that I did not pay how much I should, so shame on me, but I can drag it over and it says, okay, he's paid 50. So that's pretty cool. But it doesn't stop there. If I want to edit it, like I said I only paid 50, but maybe I made a mistake and really I paid 75. I can do that as well. There's also some other things you can do. So if I wanted to, I could split this. So let's say instead of Visa payment, it's now credit card payment. And instead I paid 100. I can split this. So I have Visa already, and let's say I put MasterCard on there. And I can choose how they are divided. So I could say just 1 penny goes to Visa, or in this case $75 to Visa and 25 to MasterCard, and poof, I have nothing remaining. So that's great. So I go ahead and do that, and now you can see that that single transaction is now split into 2. And if I want to, I can of course go back and edit it, and that's not a problem. So EveryDollar recently came out, so they're still working out a few bugs and features. Like you'll notice they only have the iPhone app and not the Android app. But that's in the works, and someday that'll be coming out, which will be awesome. So something else I also have is I can go to Spent, and I'll say, hey, I spent $100 on debt so far. So that's pretty cool. I can see, okay, how much do I have spent? How much do I have remaining? Okay, I have 3,900, and then you can see how it's broken up. And that's something else I like, because as the month goes by, sometimes you're not sure how much you have left for a restaurant or gas, and being able to see at a glance, okay, I have 40 bucks left on gas, I probably shouldn't make that trip. That seems pretty cool to me. Um, so going back to the app though, I don't have an iPhone, but it seems to be that you can just add transactions via your phone, and then they'll of course appear here. And so you don't even have to hop onto your computer. You can just grab your phone, say, okay, I spent 20 bucks at Arco, and there you go. One thing I would recommend is that I don't enjoy keeping track of cents. So I've discovered that when I um, make a purchase at a gas station, like let's say I recently spent $18.75, it's more convenient for me to just, as long as I have a couple dollars cushion in budget, to just say $19. Because in reality, I'm not going to be going back to that gas station with nickels and dimes and pennies. I'd rather just round it up and put the rest in a jar. Yeah, so I think that's self-explanatory. It's just a little more convenient for keeping track, and you don't have to know which penny went to which budget item. That may have given Dave a heart attack, but I think it's worth saying because the importance of keeping a simple budget is huge. Like, that's one of the reasons this tool is cool, is because it simplifies it and centralizes it. So let's go ahead and just, of course I have to put in, well, that's just an example, but so let's just close out of there. So we just covered transactions. We have budget groups, which are if I wanted to add another income. So we'll call this wife makes bank and she makes bank. I could do that as well. And again, it updates and says, hey, you have a lot to budget. So let's say that it's almost May and I want to go onto my May budget. All it does is that it copies your April, and then you can adjust it from there without the transactions already posted. So they also have a help center, which is you can ask questions or look up other people's questions. They have the baby steps, and it'll figure out where you are in them. So if I've only saved up 50 and I need 1,000 for the first baby step, it tells me. And here it says that I have nothing paid off. So that's not ideal. And that's pretty much it. It's just a very convenient tool that I've learned to appreciate more than my collection of spreadsheets. And one thing that's nice is that it's not fully automatic, so you have to you have awareness of where your money is going, and that's really important to me. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. This is Bravely Content, and I highly recommend using EveryDollar, or at least trying it. Alright, have a great day, and take care. Bye-bye.